See, today's the age, the time, the spirit of the time, as they call it, is one of great deal of emotional and psychological independence. Everybody wants to do things on their own, find things on their own, and because of the predominant westernization of the world, so the sort of accepted psychologically mature behavior is personal independence. So when you see a guru, a formal guru, and you see the organization, and you see all the feet touching and emotional excessive behavior and all the groveling, you begin to think this surely cannot be a valid spiritual path, or how embarrassing, how can I how can I do that? How can I go and touch the feet, and how can I cry and make noises like that? And so those are all the external behaviors that have come up around a parampara. Parampara is any spiritual process that is taught in lineage. Any spiritual process, any spiritual method that is taught in lineage is called a parampara. Now, there are multiple paramparas. All the paramparas, again, they depend: earth, water, fire, air. Are you emotional? Are you intellectual? Are you body centric? Or are you energy centric? So the paramparas generally hive off into dominance of one or the other. There are intellectual paramparas, there are emotional paramparas. So depending on, but that is not what I'm going to talk about today. I've already spoken about the qualities of parampara. It's up on YouTube. Those who are interested can see that. What the different types of paramparas do. I'm going to talk about, more importantly, why spiritual process, why any kind of sadhana, why any kind of personal development requires us to be involved with a parampara. You don't have to be a direct disciple in the parampara or initiated in the parampara, but you certainly need to be involved with it. Because as we were talking about the dangers of what happened to Jiddu Krishnamurti, the kind of experimentation that Leadbeater and Annie Besant did on him, it happened solely because they were not in a yogic parampara, they were not in something with a strong lineage, where there would be senior teachers or there would be fellow members who could say, this is wrong on your part, this is occult misuse, you should stop this. And because of that, what could have been, he was very literally a world teacher. What could have been a world teacher became a world confuser, So, that is just one very blatant example. But even in simple terms, yesterday I was having this conversation at my guru's house after the meditation. And one person who comes there regularly said that he's having certain mystical experiences, inner experiences, which were very good, because by relating them to the teacher and the other people, then he gets some assurance that he's not going mad, number one. That these are actually valid experiences on the path, and more importantly, he was told, don't get attached to them. So that is one kind of use of a parampara. But then he said something that really kind of freaked me out, because he said he went on the net and he saw some apparently very famous article that the dangers of meditation. Some lady wrote it, and how she had a psychotic break or a breakdown, and then to become normal she had to give up, and it just spurted out of me. I'm 100% sure she didn't have a guru and she didn't have a system. She seems to be a person who went and learnt on a weekend meditation course, weekend Kundalini activation course, got into trouble, and then there was no guidance, there was no help to push her past that stage. Because, see, people do say, and that is again this new age fashion, oh, meditation is harmless, meditation is not supposed to be harmless. Meditation is supposed to evolve you. Meditation is supposed to take you from your normal everyday consciousness, your normal everyday stage of energy, and raise you to a higher potentiality. So it does involve a certain breakdown of who you are. Who you are in every sense has to be smashed. has to be smashed at least psychologically, it has to be smashed at least emotionally. Otherwise, if you were fine the way you are, you would be enlightened. The fact that you are not enlightened means that certain things have to go. Because enlightenment is only about removing karma. Karma causes this big refuse heap, this big garbage heap to pile up on you. Enlightenment is only constantly dissolving that garbage until you come to your authentic self. Oh, this was the deal all along. I was never aware of it. It's actually not a very complex process. People make too much of a fetish about enlightenment. People make too much of a song and dance about enlightenment. But enlightenment is only dissolving the karmic barriers to true vision or to the true insight. You have multiple opinions of yourself, you have multiple self images about yourself, you buy in from the environment multiple things about yourself. All those make you identify with false sense of who you are. Enlightenment is only discovering your authentic self. And it's actually that simple, but because of our lifetimes of misidentification and wrong desires, we keep wandering around. So all sadhana, all spiritual process is just a method of dissolving karma. The moment all your karma is dissolved, the moment you achieve perfect physical, mental, emotional and energy stillness, you are enlightened. It's actually that simple. It's actually that breathtakingly simple. The problem is getting to it. I said it was simple, I didn't say it was easy. The two are very often confused. If it is simple, it should be easy. Not so. Not so. Usually the greatest things are very simple and they are very difficult